Hi, John Baker here from RotacRepair.ca. Today I'd like to talk to you about washers. I have 3 of them in my hand here. I have 2 lock washers and a flat washer. Now, on this 503 cylinder head, the flat washer would go on first, and then the nut would go on so that we can torque the cylinder head on and retorque it as required. For whatever reason, I guess they lost these ones. They decided to use some 5/16 lock washers. I'll get in close on these so you can see the difference. A washer is not a washer. They've damaged the cylinder head, both of these cylinder heads, by using the wrong washers. So what's the option? Take the cylinder head and throw it away and get another one? No. The seat where the washer goes and is captured by the head bolt, I can repair that in the milling machine, which I've already done this one, and it's perfect to service it that way. And then we'll put the proper washer in it and tighten it up like it's supposed to be done. Okay, so I'm going to get in closer and I'll show you the washers that I'm talking about. Well, why is it so important to have the correct washer in any application, actually? So here's our flat washer. You can see that that's flat. We all know that one. That's what we should be using. And when I get a nut and I turn the nut on top of it, I'm sure you can't see, but it's just sitting there and I'm turning the nut. Now, what it had was this lock washer, which is sort of like used on a fence or something, just regular hardware. Now, what's the problem with this? Well, just make a little drawing here. Now, as the nut goes on and turns this way, it catches and turns this part in the same direction. And this square edge here digs right into the aluminum. So what do I have on this cylinder head, where we can see down in here that it's damaged? What do we have when we look at it? It's actually it goes like this, and then there's actually a groove cut out of it, and it goes down like this. This has been chewed up and taken out by this sharp edge on the lock washer turning. Now, if I put a brand new flat washer on it, then what happens? The flat washer is bigger than the lock washer in diameter, so here's my flat washer. What's it going to happen to it when I tighten it up is it's just going to bend down. It's just going to bend down like this, and then we have no idea is it tight or not. So that's just not going to do. We have to restore this surface back so that it looks like this. Our flat washer can sit on here and have good contact with the threads. That's what we want to do. So how to fix that? We're going to use the milling machine, and we're going to cut right here a little bit deeper until we restore a whole new seat for it. Now, I've done that already on this cylinder head, and you can see, well, it's all nice and shiny, but anyway, it's a nice flat surface there so that I can put on brand new, the proper flat washers. Now, when we're talking about washers and Rotax washers in particular, the lock washers are used on Rotax engines? Absolutely they are. However, they're a little different style. So because we know that these ones that are offset dig into the aluminum and dig into the nut, they damage the nut, they damage whatever the surface it's against. Then we have these little spring washers, and I'm not sure if we can see, but you notice on this side it's a little higher. So in other words, this washer, this lock washer goes across like more like this shape, and it's like a spring. And when we look at it on the where the part is in it, it goes up in that part. So if it's going to damage anything, and it must go against the fastener. So when we use these washers, they all kind of look the same, but you need to really look at them. And this washer here needs to go, you can see it goes up a little bit in the center. See how there's a little bit of a, it goes, it's twisted up a bit in the center. Okay, so when we put that together, we put that against the nut. So if anything gets damaged, it will be the nut. The nice other side that we don't want to damage is actually flat. So this one, even if it turned a bit when we rotated the fastener, the worst it would do is make a mark in the nut. We can throw that away and we can get another nut. However, it's pretty tough when the aluminum is all chewed up. I mean, I have a beautiful milling machine, so I can repair this. But I mean, how else are you going to fix it? Throw it out and get another one. And we can't be wasting parts like this, because whoever had this engine apart last had no idea. Well, there was a lot of things, and they shouldn't have been working on the engine anyway. But regardless of that, they damage components because they use the wrong washers. I mean, look in the books and have a look and see in the parts book. If you lost all the washers and you can't find them, look in the parts book and find out what's it supposed to have. Is it supposed to have this style of a washer, or is it supposed to have a flat washer? You don't want to go to the hardware store and buy lock washers for these Rotax engines. You're just going to damage parts. Okay, so we'll go over to the milling machine and we'll fix this other head, and you can see how it's done. So here we are at the milling machine. I've got Big Blue, that's my milling machine's name, all set up, and now we're going to spot face this one and fix it. There we go. You can see down there, there's a beautiful new surface for the new flat washer to go on. So that's an excellent repair. So here we go. 2 cylinder heads repaired and ready to go back into service. So the takeaway is, a washer is not a washer. Each washer has a specific job and a specific way to be installed. So please, whenever you're doing anything, make sure that the washer goes in the right way. You use the correct washer, and you won't be damaging any parts if you're doing a service yourself. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks for spending some time with me, and see you next time. Bye.